the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I will fight for
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And
Welcome everybody to episode 35 of the For Life podcast. I'm your host, Bosch, Big Boshy Cool, alongside via Skype.
Via Skype, I am, of course, Cheyenne. That's the Heartbreak Shy, or the Heartbreak Shid. Is this really only our 35th episode?
Yeah, despite having the show for a year and a half, we should be at close to 100 by now. Or like 90.
Why the hell are we only at 35?
Well, we went on like our hiatus
Oh, that's
last
true.
summer.
That's true. Plus,
And
you know,
we do episodes like less often than WWE does pay-per-views these days.
I was like, these headphones are really good because I'm deaf, but I heard 35 correctly.
Yeah, I mean, WWE does more pay-per-views than we have episodes.
Yeah, we got to fix that. But, you know, when you're doing one every 2 weeks, you really can't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, let's get right into it. The Elimination Chamber, I caught the final hour of it.
Not the Divas match, surprisingly.
Huh?
I say you didn't catch the Divas match, surprisingly, but you did miss
No,
the tag
no,
team.
not this time. And I heard it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying much attention to it. I actually thought this chick was going to win Naomi, but Nikki won.
Yeah, the replay is on now, and I caught that at the end.
Do you think they're just saving her for Charlotte or something? Because I feel like she's gone through these same two chicks for the last 6 months.
I mean, the main roster has 5 or 6 chicks, but only 2 ever get title shots. So
And it's like, to
they're
me,
either
it's
saving
like
her.
they're not giving Brie a title shot anytime soon.
They're either saving her for Charlotte, or maybe at this year's SummerSlam they'll do Bella versus Bella, considering last year's angle.
Yeah.
You know, which honestly, Bella versus Bella can still draw as a good match.
I mean,
You know, I don't think Natty's gonna get it.
And Natty's another one, but she's with Tyson Cesaro. But I feel like they kind of just continue to just drop these Bella storylines. Like, it was hot last year when she turned on Brie. Then out of nowhere, her and Brie are cool again in their heels. Then again, out of nowhere, they're baby faces.
Right.
So it's like they just kind of keep. I don't know. It's like whatever mood they're in. The Bellas are heels this week. Oh, Stephanie
Well,
hates
you know,
them.
they got to protect their assets. Those are the most marketable females. They're trying to put Lana in that spot, but it isn't like she's going to be in that spot right away.
And also, Lana's not going to be a worker.
Also true that we know of. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Plus, it's going to be at least a year before Eva Marie kicks off.
Yeah, and
Because
she's
I
been
really think she's going to take over.
and she's been like working really hard from the videos I've seen, and I see.
Yes.
I see
She's
people.
with Brian Kendrick, right?
Yeah, and I see people leaving stupid comments and saying she can't wrestle, and I kind of went off. I was on I forgot who. I was like, look, she's in there. She's actually trying, and it's like she's like gonna get a lot further than you sitting on your fucking couch, insulting her.
Typing.
Yeah, you know, like she's actually in the ring, busting her ass and learning and trying, and she's aware that she needs to learn, and she's doing it. You know, like even The Rock has put her over and said how great she was and shit. So it's like, you know what, like she's trying is more than a lot of people can say. You know, like I'm not in the ring trying, so I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about her. You know,
Absolutely, but I don't really think they have a plan. I mean, Charlotte is obviously the next diva to come up from NXT.
But I mean, Charlotte's a great wrestler, but they're not going to be able to market her the way that they would with Eva Marie.
Well, no,
Lana.
because she doesn't have that glamorous look, and I agree with you. She does look prettier on her Instagram than she does on television, but she is a pretty girl. She's just not
pretty,
as
she's
pretty.
She's not going to be in, like, Eva Marie's already been in Maxim prior to even coming to WWE. Like, I don't see, like, Charlotte can be on women's fitness magazines,
No, I think we'll see Charlotte on Muscle and Fitness and on Women's Fitness, but I don't
Yeah,
think
but I
we'll
don't
see
see
her on
I
Maxim.
don't see her doing Maxim like Lana or Eva Marie. And I read not too long ago that the plans are for those two to be like the two biggest girls in the WWE.
Right.
I mean, same thing. I mean, we had this conversation on the last episode about the NXT divas or the NXT women and their sex appeal. So we're not going to get into that one again.
Again, there's a lot of dynamics, and the company sees a lot of different things, a lot of different people. I think it's great that they see a lot of different things, and a lot of different people, but they really don't know which direction to go right now.
Yeah.
But I caught the second chamber match, which is just really confusing.
That was just a clusterfuck. I think the Mark Henry pod opening was an accident, and I think he was. He wasn't.
Sorry about that.
I don't think he was scheduled to come in until after Ryback. I think it was supposed to be Ryback, Henry, then Sheamus, and which made no sense. I think they should have just called an audible and just highlighted Henry's pod and just played it off like he was the next one to come in, and then just wait the next two rounds to bring in Ryback and Sheamus. But then Mark Henry comes in, 10 seconds later Ryback comes in, and then when it's finally Sheamus' turn, they keep him locked in his pod for 5 minutes. And like I told you, I think that was done on purpose to make up for the time that they lost with Mark Henry going in there 5 minutes
Yeah, and
early.
then Sheamus pickpockets the fucking pod and comes right out. That made no sense.
Like I feel like the Mark Henry one was a mistake, and then the Sheamus one, they probably called an audible there and said keep him locked in there for 5 minutes while we continue the match as planned, and he comes in at his scheduled time. And
because the outside refs would be wearing headpieces too, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much, like, I know Jimmy Corderas has said in the past that when he's out there for like a ladder match, for instance, where he's not really needed, he's out there for like time cues and to relay messages from the back. So that's pretty much what the referees are out there for when they're not necessarily needed. Kind of like a ladder match or a table match or somewhere where the referee doesn't make the decision.
Well, I saw it was just kind of unorganized, considering that all those guys, well, not all, that 3 of the workhorses of the company were in that match. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't have been so discombobulated. It was good. It was good to see Mark Henry, because I haven't seen him work in a while, and he's in great shape. He's looking real slim, even though he was moving kind of sluggish.
Yeah, and I think Rusev being taken out was like a huge bummer for me.
Yeah, Rusev being taken out and Wyatt not going in and Wyatt not interfering was a huge bummer, I think.
So I think it was just like, it kind of threw me off because I was expecting the focus to be on Rusev and Ziggler.
Yeah.
And I thought Rusev had a chance of even winning it, and then they could have gone into a feud for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if they didn't, they could have broken off into their own thing with the whole Lana storyline. And I thought Sheamus was going to win it, but I think didn't something leak where it advertised Sheamus as Intercontinental Champion?
Yeah, everybody was expecting Sheamus because he was supposed to get that push.
And then Natalie
post-Mania with Bryan, and then even in the chamber.
Yeah, and then Natalie came over. She was asking me who I thought was going to win. And I said, because it was down to Sheamus and Ryback. And I said, no, I think Sheamus is going to win, but I don't really care for him. And she said, no, I think Ryback's going to win. And then he won right after she said that.
Which is cool. I think Ryback definitely deserves it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and
this is his first title. This is his first title in the WWE.
Yeah. And he's been there how many years now?
If you count the Nexus, 5.
5 or 6, right? And, he's worked really hard. This is probably been
3 as Ryback, and then he was out for like a year and a half.
Right.
A few months as Skip Sheffield.
Yeah, and this has probably been his best year since the first year of the Ryback run.
Yeah.
It's his first singles title. I think it brings something different in the division. Mm-hmm. They were kind of going old school where it was like workhorses and, leaner guys versus now they got Powerhouse with the belt.
You've also had champions like Diesel and.
But that was 10, 20 years ago. I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Lately it's been Ziggler, Bryan, Barrett, Truth, Amber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not Ryback, Big Show. It hasn't been a big guy in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Since maybe Big Show, it hasn't been a
Big
big
Show
guy,
would
right?
beat Cody.
Would it beat Cody at 28? So it was cool. It was cool to see Ryback win and get
Yeah, I
the
wasn't
exclusive
mad.
labor because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
It just did it come out of nowhere. Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but I don't think it was a negative.
I think it was just like the match was such a clusterfuck. It was probably one of my least favorite chamber matches.
Yeah.
Because even
Yeah, for sure.
even December to Dismember had like that brief interaction with Punk and RVD, which was pretty cool.
I still haven't seen that one, right?
I think I went back just to watch that portion of the match because they came out with that Elimination Chamber anthology DVD. So I went back just because I was told that their portion of the match was really good. So I went back just to watch Punk and RVD go at it for like a
It's
couple
literally
minutes.
the only one I've never seen, and I have that same DVD. And I every time I try to watch that, something happens.
And I think there was like that period where they were doing the two chambers in one show, and I don't like those kind of just blend for me. Like I don't remember much from them.
Right.
Like I remember when Shawn cost Taker the belt and Jericho won.
Yeah.
And I remember the one where Edge was eliminated like a minute into the first one, and he came out and attacked Kofi at the end of the night.
All right.
That
I
was,
remember the one where Taker won, and they used the chamber for Taker to counter into the tombstone.
like there's a few that I don't really remember. I might not have seen. It might have been during that period where I wasn't watching the pay-per-views because I didn't have anywhere to watch it for free.
Yeah, at that time, before you're paying $9.99. So.
Yeah, I think it was like that period from like 2006 to like maybe like 2010, 11 maybe.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't really watching the pay-per-views.
And the one where New Day, not New Day, excuse me, the Legacy was in.
Legacy.
Yeah, that one's a blur to me. The one where Christian came back at the end to help Edge, that one's a blur to me.
The one that was in Puerto Rico was good. The New Year's Revolution one.
I lied. I haven't seen that one either.
That was when they were like first teasing the Evolution split. Where,
That's the one. Yeah, Triple H won it for the 10th time, right?
I don't remember if he won it for the 10th time. I don't know. I think Shawn was the referee.
Shawn was the ref, and
know Batista
that was
was-
Benoit, Edge, Jericho,
And then
Orton,
Evolution
Batista,
Boys.
and H.
And I know-
And I also haven't seen the one where Edge wins after. I haven't seen that one.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I've seen when Edge won.
Oh, I've seen that 1,000 times, but the Chamber itself, I've seen
might-
the ending where Cena wins with a roll-up.
I might have sat through that match once. I don't remember. I know that it was him, Carlito, and Masters were the final three.
Yeah, and Carlito hit the backstabber on Masters, and then Cena won with a roll-up. I've seen that part because it leads into the Edge spot, but I've never seen the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Carlito and Masters were teaming, and then they went and feuded after WrestleMania 22, right?
Yeah. And then there was the 2003, the second one, the one that Goldberg was in.
I've seen that one. It's all right.
I don't think I watched it live. I think I might have gone back to watch it when I got the DVD.
Yeah, that's when I saw that one.
And then obviously the first one. But,
Yeah, that's when I saw that one.
yeah.
But yeah, I think what I'm hearing is that as a show, this was good. It's just that Chamber match wasn't that insane.
Yeah.
I thought Ambrose and Rollins was a great match.
Cena and Owens was really good, and
I'm watching it now, and it looks phenomenal.
I mean, I was happy. I was shocked, but I was happy that Owens went over clean.
Yeah, it looks like I'm almost up to the finish because this is their second false one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ambrose and Rollins was great. Had a lot of falses, and it had a lot of new moves involved. I thought it was great that the Authority and Kane were limited this time. They did exactly what they needed. I thought Roman getting involved after the match was great. Again, the Dusty finish caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I hadn't
I
seen
think
it
him winning the
20-something
belt
years.
caught me off guard because I was like, it was shocking, but I thought he's not like something's gonna happen. That they're gonna
Right,
reverse
yeah,
this.
it was shocking, but I knew he wasn't going home with it.
But I think they wanted to give the audience something like that teaser or something like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it could happen, you know?
But again, like I was just there, like they're not gonna do the Dusty finish.
Well, I mean, you also got to take into consideration Triple H's idolization of Flair, and the Dusty finish was used a lot of times for Flair.
Yeah.
And they're kind of patterning Seth Rollins, not particularly. I mean, that's like after Flair, as far as like being that heel that always
gets away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is like a modern day Flair. Like he always gets to win no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was cool seeing it. I was dying. It came out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things like, when was the last time you saw a Dusty finish?
Where they teased the win and took it back. I cannot remember.
Jericho, Triple H?
Even then, that was like later in the
Oh
show.
no, Michaels and Triple H 03
Michaels and Triple H 03
on Raw.
Yeah.
That was kind of like a Dusty finish, and then honestly, like I even remember when they did it with Flair and Rick Rude at Halloween Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Taylor, oddly enough, was the special ref, and they did a Dusty finish. I don't know what the involvement was. I don't know if Terry Taylor was supposed to get a world title shot because obviously he didn't. But I remember that.
And we also had.
And by the way, the name of this episode has to be the Dusty finish.
That ironically, that was actually what I was going to name it.
I mean, should it be chamber related so we can get more views, or?
No, because I was actually thinking of the Dusty finish. I think this is the first time we've ever had the same one without discussing it first.
Yeah, I think. All right, so then that means it has to be Dusty finish.
Yeah.
Because it'll probably never happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, Cena really hit that tornado DDT. But
we had
yeah,
Bo
I
and
mean,
Neville.
like
That
as
was
a
just
show,
like
how was the tag like? Because I missed that in the replay.
the what?
The tag chamber.
It was actually not bad. There was a lot of spots with just. There was one point where Kalisto was like on the New Day's pod, and they pulled his leg through, and he couldn't get out for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then there was one where he scaled the chamber all the way to the top.
Okay.
And just like landed on everybody.
That one had a lot of little guys, so there should have been a spot fest.
And then Torito did the same thing right after him.
Torito was in there?
Torito was on top of the Matador's pod throughout the whole match.
And what, Natalia was too?
No.
Oh, thank God.
And then when the Matadors came in, he did like a splash off the pod, but yeah, he did like a spot. You ever seen like that X Division where they had the X Division match where they had like that red chamber looking thing?
that dome?
It was kind of like, it kind of reminded me of that when Kalisto was climbing up there. I'm like, there's no hole up there, you're not getting out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had Torito in there. Matadors were eliminated quickly, then the Lucha Dragons were eliminated.
Well, remember, for that one, they had, 10 guys or more? 12? Something like that?
In the X Division?
No, I'm talking for
Today?
tonight, for the tag one.
13 guys.
13 guys, so they had to get them out.
They had all three New Day guys in there.
Oh, they did let it happen.
I guess on SmackDown, Kane, that was the reward that Kane gave them for helping them beat up Reigns and Ambrose.
Okay.
So he rewarded them by putting them all three in there.
Okay.
It was pretty good though. It was better than the Intercontinental one.
I'm just glad New Day retained, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I was surprised that they eliminated Tyson and Cesaro, and it was primetime players in New Day were the last two teams.
I was going to say, when did the Ascension get eliminated?
They actually eliminated the the Matadors and the Lucha Dragons. They were pretty dominant. I think it might have been the best they've looked since coming up to the roster.
Okay.
And then I believe they were eliminated by Cesaro and Kid.
Uh-huh.
And then the primetime players were in there and the New Day. Then they kind of teamed up against the New Day. They did like a 4-on-3 suplex on them. Which was pretty cool. They did some pretty good spots, and then I think Cesaro did some. They did the swing into the drop kick on Kofi, and then I think it was Darren rolled up Cesaro and got the pin.
Okay.
And then it was down to the New Day and the Primetime Players. At one point, they stuffed Titus's head through the chamber cage, so his head was like.
That sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, it brings back, like, I remember when I was a kid, I got my head stuck in the gate on my window in my apartment. It was kind of.
That sucks.
Brought back bad memories.
Okay.
But and then they eventually went over. But it was pretty good. And I mean, I'm glad that the Primetime Players got a chance to shine.
Okay.
Because they haven't really been doing anything since they reunited, so I thought it was nice to see them. I thought the Ascension looked pretty good for once, considering they never look good.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing with the Ascension. You know, I guess they didn't expect them to get that momentum they wanted, and like I mentioned to, I had a discussion with them with the movement. Mm-hmm. You know, no disrespect to the title in NXT, but they didn't really beat anyone of substance. Mm-hmm. You know, the fact that they were undefeated for so long was what made them special. But they didn't really beat anybody.
Yeah, like they beat... It wasn't the Lucha Dragons. It was a version of the Lucha Dragons with Ricardo Rodriguez.
Right. So, you know, it wasn't like they were going through every name brand team in NXT because there wasn't any name brand team. It's not like they even took on Blake and Murphy.
Well, because they weren't there yet. The Wyatts were gone.
Exactly, who weren't there yet.
And I think they beat Chris Hero and Corey Graves for the belts.
Yeah. That you know, was when NXT really wasn't getting all that much.
That's when they were still just on Hulu.
Right, just on Hulu. You know, they weren't. You know, this is pre network really.
Yeah.
You know, I really think they could go big. I don't know if them billing, you know, when they were doing the Legend tag teams is the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, because nobody was into them, I don't think anybody remembers them doing that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm glad they got to shine.
They finally have, like, a few good teams.
I was just going to say.
Like, for the first time in a while. I mean, unfortunately, the Usos are out.
Right.
But I feel like they have the 6 teams that were in the chamber. They have Harper and Rowan. They even have Axel and Sandow, if you want to throw in the comedy team. Mm-hmm. So it's like they have pretty good amount of teams there. And
well, I think it's a matter of time for Axel and Sandow in the tag titles.
They haven't won a match, Cheyenne.
Since they've been together?
I have yet to see them win a match. They lost.
Well, they're still new, right? Together, right?
They lost to the Ascension at the pre-show at the last pay-per-view. They lost on Superstars to Harper and Rowan when out at Raw.
Okay.
Like, I think those are like the only 2 matches they've had together, but they haven't won a match. I
already feel like they've been together for like 3 months for some reason.
They've been together for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I already feel like they've been together for like 3 months.
But they actually came out during the pre-show, during the Miz TV. I guess Brian had them come out and attack the Miz, and then they posed.
Oh, okay. Well, that was kind of...
And Stardust had a match with Zack Ryder on the pre-show.
Oh, not with Arrow?
No.
Who's supposed to be
pretty much the moral of that match was, don't get excited, guys. It was just Monday in Long Island. Zack Ryder's back to jobbing.
Oh, he lost?
Yeah.
It was a good match.
I don't know. It was like 5 minutes, if anything.
Oh, that means it wasn't that great.
That was just like reassure us. Don't worry, Monday was a one-time thing.
Just broke everybody's hopes and dreams.
I mean, I don't think my hopes and dreams were that high. I mean, going into Raw, I guess we can talk about Raw now, because I was there. And I guess going in, like I was telling you all weekend, like I really hope Zack Ryder challenges Cena for the U.S. title. Like,
right.
And
well, no, we were hoping that. Well, you were hoping he was on the show.
No, I was hoping from the beginning that he would be facing Cena because I didn't see any other. If he wasn't facing Cena, then he was just going to be fucking jobbing. Or
Oh, me, I was just hoping he was on the damn show.
I mean, I even tweeted him and he tweeted me back saying, "I hope I'm there."
Right.
But I mean, I thought it was a pretty cool moment. I mean, considering I was there for Survivor Series 11 when he was over and he wasn't even in a match.
Right.
It was nice to at least see him have his moment in the last show in Long Island in his hometown. So
At that building, do you think creative said Ryder or Cena did?
I have a feeling it was probably more Cena.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And then it kind of worked with the Entourage guys because they're from like Queens, Long Island.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I heard it all went together very, very smoothly, right?
Yeah. Like they had E, who plays the manager on Entourage, talking to Ryder backstage. He's like, "I got an idea, guys," and then they came out for the challenge, and then they introduced Zack Ryder. So I thought it worked, and Johnny Drama ran in there to try to attack Cena, then backed out. So I thought it was cool that they were kind of keeping with their characters from the show. I mean, it was
Okay.
one of the better celebrity appearances. I mean, as far as that part, I thought like the backstage segment they had was kind of weird. The one they did with Stephanie and Triple H. Like it was very scripted. But I thought that the stuff they did with Ryder and Cena was pretty good. And then Kevin Owens came out and attacked them afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Attacked Cena once all the Entourage guys were gone.
Okay.
And then like, I thought the Rusev stuff was pretty good on Raw, which makes his injury even more heartbreaking.
Let's talk Rusev. Like, it happened during the Ryback match, right?
Yeah. And I don't know. I thought he was entertaining on Raw. I thought that was probably the most entertaining I've ever been by Rusev.
Well, because he finally had an opportunity, like, alone without having to rely on Lana.
Yeah, like
or call her out for a while. He
showed like a wide range. He went from like sensitive to like creepy to chauvinistic in like a matter of like 5 minutes, and I thought it was great.
Well, it's moments like that in a situation where you split from somebody that you get to showcase all your talents and how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was smart on their part.
What I saw on Monday was better than the shit that Mero was doing in '98.
Oh yeah.
Because Mero was just all like, "Oh, cover yourself up. You're not a star." Like I thought Rusev at least showed like a range of emotion, and he went from like trying to be nice and loving and sensitive,
But something that I have to touch on is that Lana was nowhere near as hot as Sable in terms of popularity.
It was also
I think for this era she's getting there, but you cannot compare Sable's popularity.
It was a very different time.
Yeah, also true. It was very sex driven, and nobody was sexier than Sable at the time.
Like Lana's never gonna come out with the outfits that Sable wore.
No, but you can see it on Chris Jericho's Instagram. No, I'm just kidding.
but like I would say if Lana was around then, I would think that she'd be probably more popular than Sable because I think she's hotter than Sable. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, you're saying she's hotter than Sable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Like even back then, I always preferred Sunny over Sable.
I preferred Sunny over Sable, but just because Sunny disappeared from WWF, Sable kind of, and Sable was everywhere, man. They put Sable on everything.
Well, at that time, I think it was only Sable, Luna, and Jackie, so Sable was the only choice.
Hey, you're forgetting the legendary Nicole Bass.
Moving on.
They
also had Terry, but they never pushed Terry to that point.
Oh, and Tori.
First Tori.
It seemed like Raw was pretty cool. It was great that they put on a good show in
they did the Stone Cold Dean Ambrose stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that they're trying to turn him into Stone Cold, and I disagree.
I mean, well, they had him get arrested and then come back in the police truck.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. let's talk Money in the Bank now, because it was announced tonight that Cena and Owens will be in a rematch. Your thoughts on that?
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's. I mean, do you see Cena getting the win back?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I see him getting the win back, and
Let me
real
check
quickly,
that.
so Neville lost his file already.
Let me see. I took a screen grab of the Money in the Bank participants. Right,
Yeah, I don't think Neville has any pyro in his entry, is what I'm saying.
he had it on Monday.
I don't think he had it tonight.
I know. I heard it on Monday.
Well, yeah, you're right there at the stage.
Yeah. Oh, the
And
pyro scared the
the
shit
Money in
out
the
of
Bank,
Natalie. That was hilarious.
the Money in the Bank was it's Neville,
I have it
Roman,
here.
Kofi by himself.
Ziggler, Neville, Roman, Orton, Kofi, and Sheamus, and they said that they were announcing more. So I'm guessing they'll go up to like 8, maybe. And
Oh,
have
if they're
2
doing more, that's 8.
Yeah. So who do you see being the other 2 besides these 6?
I think that chamber is fine as it is, but they're gonna go to 8.
I mean, I see Kofi and Neville in there to do spots and fly around. Sheamus, Orton, Reigns.
Well, you got to figure the New Day is going to be involved at ringside, so they're going to go to 8. But in theory, they're going to have 11 guys out there.
Yeah. But who do you see being the other 2?
Yeah, they have 6 now, right?
You see maybe like Cesaro.
No. Either Cesaro and Kid as a whole, or
Or unless they have
Kingman.
Cesaro. Because I can
Oh,
see,
wait a minute. You know what?
I can see them
I'm gonna
bringing
go
off
Big
the
Show.
because I can see them doing the other 2 primetime players against the other 2 members of.
I'm gonna say
Day.
either Big Show and a random superstar, or just another tag team, preferably the New Day as a whole. Or
No, I can see the New Day defending the titles against primetime.
Or what was the other team? Cesaro and Kid.
Unless they put Wyatt.
Has Wyatt fully recovered from that ankle thing?
He wrestled Orton in a dark match after Raw.
How was that?
Not bad. He lost.
Was it long?
It was like 10 minutes. Not too long.
Yeah.
I mean, they can put him in there to start the feud with Orton, or they can just have him interfere and take out Orton.
No, is the Ryback feud already done?
I believe so, because now Ryback's IC champ and moved on. I can see Ryback and Sheamus breaking off into a feud.
Yeah, Ryback and Sheamus would be cool, actually. And I'm actually in favor of that. But for the Money in the Bank, I'm gonna go either Cesaro and Kid as a whole, or Big Show and somebody else. Rusev would have been great, but he's injured.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else. Maybe Barrett?
No, I don't see Barrett.
I mean, I see Roman
I
winning
don't see
it.
Barrett. Yeah, Roman for sure, because there's no way Orton's going to get it again. Kofi will not be winning. Ziggler's not winning again. Who
I
else
could
is
see
in
it.
there?
I mean, Roman's the only logical one out of those guys.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with Roman. And then Roman could screw Rollins at SummerSlam. Roman could screw Rollins and Brock at SummerSlam.
Which is what I mean. I suggested that before, that Roman can do what Seth did and come in during their match,
Yeah,
or maybe
it'll
after
be
the
cool for
match.
Baby.
Or
It would be cool for Babyface to do it.
Mhm.
And believe it or not, I think it'll help Roman look strength and get him over.
and it'll also be a way to like get past that match without putting the belt on Brock,
Yeah,
because he can pin Rollins,
yep.
and then maybe that can lead to like eventually Reigns and Brock actually having like a one-on-one match.
Well, Brock is back in July, and as of right now, for the entire month of July, his dates are up. Nothing passed, right?
He's doing Battleground.
He's doing Battleground, and he's wrestling Kofi in Japan.
Is he wrestling Kofi?
That's the match that's advertised. I
heard somebody
really don't
else
think that's
mention.
going to happen.
I heard somebody else mention that. That's really random.
Yeah, the match that's advertised is him versus Kofi Kingston. I really don't see that even possibly happening.
I was like, if anything, they should have put like him and Joe in Japan.
Oh, they're not gonna put him against Joe.
Listen,
Crazy.
I can dream.
Yeah, dream harder, buddy. I don't know who they would put him with in Japan. He's obviously gonna win. He's a big deal in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think WWE should start streaming live events.
I feel like that might. I mean, the only reason I don't see them doing that is because they use their live events to like try out feuds that they haven't started yet and shit like
I mean,
that.
if they do one a month that's like, I guess written.
Or yeah, like one. I mean,
I'm not saying take every live event and air it, but
isn't that
once a month, air a live event like the MSG shows,
Isn't that what tonight was? Tonight was supposed to be a live event. They just turned it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm actually mad that they put the big giant stage. I thought it would have been better if they had a more intimate stage.
Well, I think they were trying to hype it up like as a pay-per-view that you can only get on the network, not a house show that they're showing on the network.
Once you put a chamber on it, it ain't no fucking house show.
But I think if it would have had a shitty set, then they would have just said, "Oh no, it's just a regular show. They're just showing it on the network." I think.
No, not a shitty set, but like something more, not the big giant one.
No, I think
something else a little bit more intimate.
No, I think
the set's whatever. The show itself is what it's going to do.
They wanted to have the pay-per-view setting without it being on an actual pay-per-view, and just on the network. And then you have the free month is up, and I think they figured, okay, we're going to put the show on the last day of the month. It falls on a Sunday. You're probably going to get a lot of people that are going to be too lazy or too tired to go and cancel their subscription within this last hour.
Right.
And maybe you'll get people that are like, oh, fuck it, I'll keep it on until next month. I'll catch Money in the Bank. I'll catch this Austin and Heyman interview. I already got a month free.
Money in the Bank is in 2 weeks, so
yeah, I already got.
Thought about canceling, they might have been like, you know what, I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, like also you just saw Owens and Cena have a great match. Oh,
right.
They're fighting at the next pay-per-view in June. Oh, let me just keep it. I'll see them fight again. Or I'm not familiar with Owens. I'll watch him on NXT.
Yeah.
I feel like people already probably feel like they got they got worthwhile this month with 2 pay-per-views and an NXT special.
But something else that we touched on, you say if we didn't have the big set, it would not have a pay-per-view feel. Well, did having a Corpus Christi take away from it having a big feel? Because I do think, depending on the match, it did. I do think that.
I think they were hot for the ending of Owens and Cena, and they were hot for the title match.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that, you gotta have that. I don't know. It was last minute. I know why they did it. Obviously, I don't think Corpus Christi would have been their first choice, but I think it was just a matter of.
I think it was a matter of scheduling, and that just happened to be the arena they had the last day of May, which happened to land on the Sunday.
Yeah,
I think it was just a matter of timing, and I think if that would have been like Idaho or Wisconsin, sorry, Abby, it could have been anywhere,
Yeah, plus it had to be a building that was going to house the chamber. That's something else I'm forgetting.
And I feel like if it didn't house the chamber, then they probably would have just done another theme.
Yeah, that's true. They would have done something else. I mean, maybe the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they would have done another cage thing. They just had a cage match, right? 2 months ago or something.
Who was in the cage match?
Oh, sorry, that was Rollins and Orton.
And Orton, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, when RKO was banned or whatever it was.
That's the problem. There's so much that I forget something that happened a month ago.
Was that a month or was that one month?
No, 2 months ago. Extreme Rules. So 2 months ago.
Yeah, Extreme Rules.
But yeah, it was the main event of a pay-per-view. And I don't remember it.
So. Well, the match wasn't that great, and the finish pissed everybody off because Rollins had a boost in there.
Yeah.
So. Well, okay, here's a question for you. What if they're going to go with Triple H and Rollins at SummerSlam, like they're saying?
Triple H and Rollins?
That was talked about, too.
Is that what you just said? Oh, no, you said Triple H and Reigns?
Triple H and Rollins, yeah.
What did you say, Triple H and Rollins or Triple H and Reigns?
No, Triple H and Rollins has been discussed for SummerSlam.
Okay.
Neville and Bo was a great match, by the way.
I don't know. I think it's kind of soon, and I think the money match is Brock and Rollins. I think.
Well, they are discussing. I know it is on the table. I mean, remember Brock can end up being in a mid card too, because let's be honest, Brock is always a draw to them.
But I feel like the fact that when Brock defended the title against Cena, Rollins attempted to cash in, and there was that the triple threat match at the Rumble where Rollins broke Brock's ribs, and then then there was Mania where he cashed in and stole the belt from Brock, and then the next
All right,
night,
well, if you do Rollins,
the
Lesnar 1-on-1, and Lesnar wins clean.
No, then
How
that's
does
when
I'm saying if
that's
you do
when
Rollins
Reigns
and Lesnar, no, I know that, but let's
cashes in.
switch it. If they do Rollins and Reigns clean, Rollins and Lesnar clean, what if Lesnar wins clean, and then Roman cashes in? Is that bad?
I mean, it would just make Roman a heel.
Well, yeah, but does Brock look like shit after that? If they go with that scenario.
The only way that can be pulled off without Brock looking weak is if the Shield takes him out.
Good point.
That's the only way that I can see it. Like if after the match, the Shield reunites, attacks, or they just attack Brock and like they powerbomb him through both tables, and then do it again, and then Roman cashes in and wins, and then Roman's like the leader of the Shield. I mean, it would just be tough to believe because of all the beef that they've had with Seth, but I think the Shield taking out Brock would be the only way that anybody can logically be okay with Brock losing the belt.
Yeah, true. Good point.
But yeah, you've had a year of them beefing with Seth.
Yeah, with Seth and with authority and all that stuff.
I feel like it would be too sudden. Like they would have to not really interact with each other for a long time to then reunite.
Right.
Kind of like when Shawn and Hunter reunited for DX, like they hadn't really interacted or fought in a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had pretty brutal fights and the 02, 03,
well, right,
04.
they did the Hell in a Cell in 2004, and they really didn't touch each other until 06. And when they touched each other, they became DX again.
Yeah, so imagine if SummerSlam 2004 they reformed DX, it would be like you guys just beat the shit out of each other a month ago.
Well, question: What if you're creative? What do you want to see more? Do you want to see more of the reunion, or do you want to see more of the match?
Which match?
The Shield match.
Them reuniting over them having a triple threat?
Yeah.
I think I would want to see their triple threat at Mania next year. And if they were to reunite it would have to be at least a year later.
Mm.
It would have to be at least after the following Mania. I mean, I'm mentioning them reuniting, but if they reunited at SummerSlam, that would just be way too unrealistic.
Oh, because the breakup's still fresh, but...
Yeah, and they're still feuding. I feel like they would have to, not interact with each other for a long time. Seth would have to, turn face, or they all turn heel.
Do you think it's too soon for the Shield match also?
I think Mania is the time for it.
Okay.
I think that's what they wanted. They've wanted all along, so I think that can be the title match at Mania.
Right.
Considering
remember, they gotta have now, so...
Well, considering Mania, you've already got Brock as a big draw. You've got quite possibly Undertaker's retirement match, so those two matches. Right. And then you've got The Rock.
Right.
Who will probably... you're probably going to have Rock and Hunter.
Yeah, that's pretty fair to say.
You're probably going to have Taker and maybe Sting.
Maybe.
You're going to have a Brock match.
Okay.
there's still the rumor. Like, I know Dana has shut down Ronda Rousey, but you never know what can come from that.
Right.
Because even Ronda said, like, stop fucking asking me. Like, if I want to surprise you guys keep asking me, and it's going to be impossible to surprise you guys.
Did she say that?
Huh?
She said that?
I mean, not word for word, but pretty much that's what she was saying at one of, like, her press conferences, like, last week. I guess she was tired of being asked that question, because she said what made the moment so special at this Mania was that nobody saw it coming, since she's like, what if we're trying to surprise you guys? Like, stop fucking asking. So you've already got enough big draws that you can have that match be the title match, because you've had all these other matches that don't need the title attached to it.
Okay.
I mean, who do you put Brock with?
Well, I mean, if
you've got Hunter and Rock, if you've got Sting and Taker.
Well, I mean, it's either going to be Brock and Rock or Rock and Hunter. Brock, I don't know. Brock and Bray?
No.
You know, I honestly don't know.
I mean, unless you build up someone like Owens or Joe to that level, which is going to be tough to do in less than a year. It's not impossible.
Joe and Brock would be cool.
Yeah.
Joe and Brock in a year could be cool. Or
like
Joe,
if they let them...
Owens and Brock, yeah.
I mean, if they let, like, I would say Joe and Brock over Owens and Brock, just because Joe has that MMA style.
Yeah.
And I think if they let them, like, because I know, like, when he did, like, the MMA style with Angle, it was really good, so I think if they let them go that direction...
Yeah, I remember that.
Match. Yeah. I wouldn't be disappointed if we had Joe and Brock.
No, not at all. I would actually want to have to see that, because it'd be one of the more hard-hitting matches we've seen in a while.
I mean, if not, then, like, I can see that being, like, next year's SummerSlam.
Yeah. Because Joe will still be fresh in my eyes by this kind of.
Yeah, because he's in NXT still. Like, he's not even on the main roster, and he's still taking indie days. He's still doing a Ring of Honor TV taping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a fair point.
I mean, I'm trying to think of who else could be on that level, like, unless they build up like a Sheamus or a Ryback, but it's like,
Yeah. I mean, Ryback could definitely be in another main event scenario. It's a matter of timing. I don't think he's very.
I just feel like there's like this group of guys that are like, they're pretty good. They could be main eventers. They haven't been in the main event picture before, but they seem to always find their way back to the mid card.
Right.
And it's like guys like Ziggler, Barrett, Sheamus, Ryback.
All the IC guys right now, pretty much.
Yeah, like all those guys. But then You've got like the NXT guys that come up and they're being boosted ahead of them. Like I feel like Owens being boosted ahead of them. Like I think Neville's kind of in that mix with those mid card guys.
I could see Neville getting a push by the end of the year. A bigger push, because there's no way that he's not in a push right now. I'm glad that they put him and Bo Dallas together. I don't think anything's going to happen after tonight, though.
I mean, I thought he was going to be in the chamber for the Intercontinental title tonight.
I thought that too when I first heard about it.
Then I was like, R-Truth, really? How does he keep ending up in these fucking matches? He'll probably be in the Money in the Bank.
He's pretty solid, and as a worker, they know that he can always deliver his spot in there. And I also think something that we're not realizing is that Truth is a very good general, anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he a lot of times holds it down.
Oh yeah, I mean he was very good in TNA.
Absolutely, former world champion. He could have been WWE champion if you ask my opinion.
Yeah.
To me, that's
I mean, I think
he could have
Edge was kind of like that guy too, where they would have him like. Oh, he was also good at like good memory, and like he would remember spots, and like that's why they would have him last long in the Rumbles, because he would remember everything that everybody was supposed to do.
Mm.
So
it's going to be interesting, considering that after Money in the Bank, is, the Battleground pay-per-view, which has been a problem for them since its inception.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see how they.
Well, they got Brock on it.
Well, they got Brock on that, but Brock, for all we know, could be doing a run-in.
I mean, they've already advertised them for it, right?
They've advertised him, but the suspend. He's still suspended. His suspension doesn't have to get lifted until August, in theory.
Well, I mean,
They can have him doing run-ins and chaos.
Is Battleground his first date, or does he have Raws before Battleground?
I think he has Raws before Battleground.
Oh, okay. So I guess maybe in those.
I don't see him wrestling Battleground. I see them.
I can
using
see
his name because in kayfabe he's suspended, but he can still be on the show. As
they can have him like appearing and doing the run-ins in the Raws leading up to Battleground, and then Battleground can be the decision on whether he's brought back or not, or it'll be like the suspension decision.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or they make the announcement at Battleground, or they'll make the announcement, or like they're gonna address Brock Lesnar at Battleground, or he's gonna have a meeting with Triple H and Stephanie in the ring. I think they can work that angle, and then SummerSlam will be his rematch clause or some shit.
Yeah, but just because he's advertising means he's gonna wrestle.
No,
So
I don't see him doing a match at Battleground.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Kind of like when they did the whole Sting showing up to acknowledge Triple H.
or just the night after Mania,
Yeah.
Question: do we see Sting at SummerSlam?
What would he do?
Yeah. I mean, can he wrestle? Can he call out Taker at SummerSlam and build it? I mean, do you think we'll see him?
Maybe. He can appear and call out. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw that Seth Rollins picture as a meme. It says when you come and she keeps sucking, and it has that face.
Oh no.
That was great. I'm saving this.
Too soon.
That was good.
Too soon. Oh, here comes the cluster from Shamer, I just realized. But, that's just my opinion. How do you think Raw's going to be tomorrow?
I'm sure it's gonna revolve around Ambrose having to give the belt back to Rollins.
I wonder how they'll get it back if it wins.
Or unless we
so the Money in the Bank main event is it going to be Rollins and Ambrose again?
I can see that happening. I'm guessing.
It's gotta be I think it's going to be a stip match though, some stipulation.
It's going to be a no DQ.
Yeah, something crazy.
Like I don't see them they're going to go with like the no DQ or street fight. I feel like they've had every stip match. They've had a Hell in a Cell. They've had a lumberjack match. And they just had a cage match with Orton and Rollins, so I don't see them doing a cage match.
Money in the Bank. Well, then what if they have a ladder match?
At Money in the Bank? I can see them going with just like
ladders around.
I can see them doing just like a straight match, but no DQ, no count out, like no.
That's true.
Like a street fight.
Something involving King and interfering like 60 times.
Yeah.
But it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited. Despite everything, I thought it was a great finish to tonight's show. I thought the show as a whole, from what I'm hearing and the vibe I got, was okay. The crowd kind of stunk my eyes, but I thought it was a great main and a great finish. That's just me.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I enjoyed it better than what was the last one? Payback.
Yeah, Payback was really good.
Yeah. So I wasn't disappointed. I mean, not every match is going to be a 5-star match, but I was really happy with Owens and Cena.
That was great too.
I enjoyed the main event. The tag chamber was fun. The Intercontinental one was a clusterfuck, and it's just, at least it's giving Botchamania some material.
Right.
So, not bad.
Yeah, I don't think I'm catching like a replay of this show after this one.
I guess we can go on to the big news of the week.
Which is
The whole Destination America.
yes, I already forgot about it, but yeah, the big news. Why don't you lay it out for the fans?
Well, last week there was rumors going around that Destination America was going to cancel Impact in September because they had a clause in their contract where they can opt out in September, and I guess like the talent didn't know about it, and like Dixie was emailing people talking shit, and those leaked. And then on Wednesday, they picked up ROH. Once again, I thought this was a kayfabe news article.
Really?
I think when I first saw it, I mean, if you hear it, it sounds like a fucking kayfabe news article, does it not?
No, to me it was legit.
I don't know. I think I had to like really like read into it to like, oh wait, this is real. I mean, I just thought with the timing of everything and then like them picking up I mean, in the past, has there ever been two organizations simultaneously on the same network leading into each other?
Two separate organizations? Hell no.
Yeah, so you can see why it would be pretty like why I wouldn't believe it at first, but I'm happy for Ring of Honor. As of now, I think the deal is for 26 weeks, so that's 6 months.
Yeah, they got 26 weeks of going pretty much to the end of the year. Some are saying, whoever gets the most ratings wins, but I don't think you should go by that, considering that TNA will be done in September, and Ring of Honor is going to December.
I mean, it's not like they're shooting anything new for Ring of Honor, so money-wise, they're not really spending much more money. They're just taking their Sinclair show and airing it on...
Yeah, I was going to say, because they're not airing anything new, right?
Yeah. I mean, which is cool, because it's like...
Everybody gets to know these characters.
Yeah, and like, I know a buddy of mine at work told me that he watches them on the ROH website, but I'm like, that's tough for me to do. That's a pain in the ass, and it's like, okay, now I have the luxury of I can watch it on TV, and the same way.
Well, you bring that up, and that goes to something I was going to touch on later. I'm very happy for Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
It's a well-deserved deal.
I mean, I've been a fan of Ring of Honor forever.
Yeah, you're the guy with that.
I think my love for each organization is different. Like, I feel like with TNA, they were on TV from the start, and I was a fan from the start, and they were really good, and then it wasn't that good, and it's like now they're pretty good again, and I have hope. Like this week's episode, they have a best of 5 tag series with the Dirty Heels and the Wolves.
Okay.
And the tag match they had this week was fucking amazing.
Who are the Dirty Heels?
Austin Aries and Bobby Roode.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about the name, but good team.
Yeah, I mean, and their baby faces, but nonetheless, it was a really good match. I think like the Knockouts division is pretty good. X division, Rockstar Spud just won the belt again.
Good.
EC3 is going to be going for the title soon, so I'm happy about that. I'm not too crazy about the faction warfare between Drew Gallows and MVP's groups, but overall, I'm enjoying TNA more than I have in the last couple of years.
Even though we live in the age of DVR and YouTube and all that stuff, there's still too much wrestling for one night.
Well, I watch TNA on like Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Okay.
So that's kind of become like going back to when I was a kid watching Superstars in the morning. That's just, I mean, it's easier for me to watch it on DVR because I can fast forward through stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, I've kind of fallen behind on Lucha Underground. I mean, yeah, there is a lot. Like, I watch NXT on the network. It's hard for me to keep up with everything, and I feel like now we're adding another show. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I can, if I can catch up with Lucha Underground, then I can just watch my shows on Saturday or Sunday morning, or split it up between the 2 mornings and Raw. Like, I don't watch SmackDown. I can catch NXT whenever on the network, so I don't have to watch. Because right now, you have 4 shows on Wednesday nights. Because you have Lucha Underground, they're going into August. You have NXT on the network on Wednesdays. Now you have ROH and TNA. So it's like the Wednesday Night Wars. Cheyenne? Hello? Buddy? Cheyenne? Did I fucking lose him? Cheyenne?
Yeah.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just the connection is going in and out.
Alright, I can hear you. But yeah, you have 4 wrestling shows on Wednesday nights now.
Yeah, I mean, we're in an era of, DVR and the network and stuff. It is a little too much for one night in my eyes, especially since,
I mean,
you
I wish I had DVR in the Monday Night Wars. Because I could have actually seen both shows.
I always like the flipping back and forth thing.
Or at least knowing that I can do the flipping back, but then at least knowing I have one record, like I have Nitro recorded, so I can go back and watch it.
Well, you never watched the Nitro replays?
I don't think so. They used to come on later, right?
They would come on. Nitro was normally 8 to 9, 8 to 10 until they did a 3-hour block, but they normally came on about 11 or midnight.
Okay.
But they had the replay.
I mean, now I've been watching the Nitros now because of Kevin Sullivan's podcast.
Okay.
Like, they've been going through all the Nitros and WCW pay-per-views, like, in order. So, like, I'll watch it and then hear them, like, discuss it and, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff. And
Oh, okay. Any cool stories you can share?
it's just, I feel like the majority of it is, like, backstage stories with Hogan and politics and stuff. And now they just finally got to the episode where Scott Hall appeared.
Okay.
So now we're like gonna get into all the NWO stuff, and like hopefully, and I guess he'll tell this more. He'll get into the story of like Hogan having to stay at his house so that nobody can convince him to not turn heel.
I was gonna say, yeah, I want him to go into detail about the bash.
I mean, he's mentioned it before, but I feel like he's gonna go into more detail when that time comes.
Yeah, the story was that he was running the show from his house.
Or like when he was prior to the NWO coming in, where he would have Ed Leslie winning a bunch of matches when he was the Booty Man, and I guess like at one point.
Has he spoken at all about Sting and where he's at in the NWO decision?
Not yet.
Okay.
Right now, Sting is still kind of like doing the whole like Lex Luger tag
He's
team.
still teaming with Lex, right?
Yeah, I know, and like he was talking about like Hogan would like he would put Anderson over, but he wouldn't put Flair over.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, but then he would have Anderson lose to the Booty Man and shit like that, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, Hogan was pulling a lot of tricks.
I feel like that's like 90% of the shit was shit that Hogan was doing.
From what I understand, there was at one point talk of Flair winning the rematch after Bash at the Beach.
And I'm pretty sure Hogan shut that down.
Yeah, I think the rematch. Oh no, what happened was that Flair thought that they were done feuding, and they called Flair up and said, "Yeah, ticket sales aren't that great in Detroit. We want to put you and Hogan in a cage and put your career on the line," because he thought they were done.
Yeah.
Because they had already done the thing at the Clash of Champions where the Masked Man came and took his knee out, and then it would blow off the Masked Man and stuff like that, which ended up being, Ed Leslie.
Yeah.
And all that nonsense.
But,
which is ultimately coming back in the dress. But.
It's fun and I enjoy listening to Sullivan talk about
What's
this.
the name of his show?
Huh?
What's the name of his show?
Hell of a Deal.
Okay, that wasn't expecting that.
But I think that's like a inside joke between like him, Conan, Disco, and that was something that they used to say a lot.
Oh,
Well,
also probably because he runs that pawn shop, right?
I think because he used to say that a lot, like when he was like pitching ideas, he would say it's a hell of a deal.
Okay.
But it's on MLW, but it's part of the VIP package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I know he's really good friends with Court.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Sheamus is stuck in his little pod, that redhead. Sheamus is in the next Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. There was actually the picture circulating where he has his hair like in a little red mushroom.
Yeah, there's. I think he just came back from New York today. Well, he left New York today to go to Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he'll even be on Raw tomorrow.
Hey, that's exposure for him. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I mean he's not gonna turn into the next, Dwayne Johnson, but
He's
any
no,
role is a
he's
good
no
role.
super shredder, but
No, he is no super shredder at all. He'll
I
never
mean, he
be
was in a
him.
movie before. I don't know the
Which
name
one?
of it. I know, this was back when I was at Ruben's house, and we were just flipping through like one of the movie channels, and he was like in this room being interrogated, but he was kind of like, it looked like he was like in gimmick though, like he was in, but it was like, it came out before he started wrestling.
Oh, I've never even known that.
It was weird.
Yeah, he's no super shredder, and he's no Hulk Hogan at High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Definitely not.
That's for sure. But it's good show overall. That's my opinion. As usual, I'll be missing Raw.
Oh, just go check out the pre-show just so you can see the Miz's ridiculous outfit.
Oh yeah, someone said he had like a Game of Thrones thing on.
I don't know what the fuck it was.
All right, I'll be sure to put that on.
Were there any other topics this week?
No, because the Sunny Vivid thing has already died out.
Yeah, like we
The
discussed.
Sunny Vivid thing has died out. We didn't get to record during the NXT special, which, real quick, I didn't think this was going to be other specials.
I mean, it was highlighted by the women's match.
Yes.
Finn Balor and Tyler Breeze had great entrances.
Yes, they did.
The title match was good, and the Samoa Joe appearing.
I didn't think the title match was anything special.
It was. I mean, it was similar to their last match, except
Yeah.
Sami Zayn had more offense in this match as opposed to the first match where Owens just destroyed him the whole time.
Yeah.
But like the
I
second
didn't think it
half,
was anything special, but the highlight from everything is Samoa Joe debuting.
yeah,
So that's what everybody's
and he
talking
did
about.
appear
That's what
on.
everybody's
He
saying.
appeared on this week's episode.
Oh, his debut match, right? That Owens came out at the end and they
No,
separated.
he didn't have a match. He just came out. He came out after Owens.
Oh, he
match.
made a save. Right.
Yeah,
I think he wrestles on this week's.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But, Joe is the talk of the town right now, and his debut match is on this week's episode, and
I mean, what do you
everybody's saying for
see
the episode
being?
they had the big ball.
What do you see being like the plan for Joe?
I see Joe pretty much running all of his independent dates, and then after that, they're going to lock into an exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, if I'm WWE, I would rather lock into an exclusive.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's going to be like the. I hope when they lock him to a WWE only contract, that's not the kiss of death to his deal.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
well, I feel like as long as he has that deal, he's not going to be on WWE TV on the main roster.
Absolutely.
Do you see him
Absolutely.
like? Do you see him working his way to the main roster? Or do you see him being like an NXT, like the legend like the legend in NXT or some shit? Because I've heard there's even interest in bringing in AJ on a similar deal to Joe's.
I know they're interested in bringing in AJ, but there were no details to that deal.
Mm-hmm.
When I read, to be honest
I mean,
with you,
considering
I
that
don't see
they've
why.
never shown interest in AJ before on this
They
level.
did in like 09.
I mean, it makes me feel kind of like if Punk and like guys like Punk and Bryan had waited 10 years to be called up, would
Oh,
they
yeah.
like look how much they had to fucking struggle, and yet Kevin Owens' first match on the main roster, he beat Cena in a pay-per-view match clean.
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of people have their thoughts on that.
I'm a huge fan of Kevin Owens.
You beat him clean, and he win in as a champion.
I'm not complaining about Owens. I'm just saying, like, how long did it take Punk to reach that level where he was even able to face Cena?
Yeah.
Much less when he was already in the company for 5 years.
Yeah, I still remember their first match was on a Raw for the King of the Ring.
Yeah, and it's
It
like
was a qualifier.
same thing with Bryan. Like, how long did it take Bryan to even get to that level where he can face Cena and Cena can put him over? So I feel like now that Triple H is running that NXT, I think, like what if
Everybody has a fair shot.
Like, what if Punk and Bryan had come in during this era? I don't think Punk would have been as miserable as he was if he was treated the way that they're treating Kevin Owens.
That's true. That's true because when they got Punk, he was the hottest indie star. The same way when they got Owens, he was the hottest.
Yeah, but then they didn't do shit with Punk until he cut the pipe bomb, pretty much. Because even when he
I disagree with that. I do feel like Punk was always in their plans. Was he ever in their main plans? No, not until the pipe bomb. But to say that he was never used or never in their plans until the pipe bomb, I think that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But he was never.
But I don't think they ever saw him as in that level.
No, they never did. Because obviously,
I don't think they ever saw him as big as he got after the pipe bomb.
No, I think they thought that after the pipe bomb reign.
Triple H and Shawn like shitting on him during tryout matches and dark matches, and
and it's funny because they kept giving him the belt thinking he would fizzle out, and then they gave him the belt, the WWE title, and that was the resurrection of the company that year. The company was not doing a lot of great stuff.
But even then, and it was like, if you remember that summer when that summer of Punk, where they brought him back and Triple H beat him.
Right. They fizzled him out. They kind of,
I mean, when Punk did his interview with Cabana, he referenced that he was the hottest thing in the company and Triple H beat him.
Yeah.
And I feel like and then again with Bryan, they handled it a little bit differently because of the fan reaction.
Well, and they kind of had no choice.
Yeah.
Because they knew that if they went with Punk and Orton, with Orton and Batista one-on-one that year, the fans would have tarnished that.
Well, I was watching the preview of the Bryan DVD on the network, and he mentions that he said the only two reasons I got into that main event was because Punk left and because they would have destroyed Batista and Orton if they were the main event, meaning the audience. So he's aware of it, and I mean, I just think you've got this new wave of talent coming in and I'm pretty sure when Finn Balor gets called up, he's probably going to get a pretty big push too.
Yeah, and then another thing is, and you know this because you knew their career.
And these are like Triple H's pet projects. I feel like.
Yeah.
Especially.
Triple H never had an interest in Punk. Obviously he had some interest in Bryan if he was able to put him over at WrestleMania. But
I think
Triple H never had an interest in Punk.
Bryan also didn't have the attitude that Punk had.
The attitude that Punk did, but also bear in mind that, also, and I'm just talking about where they are now, Triple H was able to get Joe, Steen, and Balor. Well, they were a lot more healthy compared to where Bryan and Punk were at the Indies when they got signed. Especially Bryan, because Bryan was...
And unfortunately, I see Zayn headed down that path.
Yeah.
If he's fucking swinging his arms in celebration and he dislocates his shoulder.
Yeah, it was during his entrance that he popped it, right?
I mean, it obviously wasn't that caused it. It was fucking years of fucking up his shoulder in the Indies.
Yeah, remember when he first went to NXT. Remember when he first went to NXT and was doing the match with Cesaro, they had to tell him not to do so many high spots.
Yeah. And I feel like he's just gonna. I feel like I see Zayn being another Bryan, just a taller version of him, as far as being injury prone, being the injury prone babyface.
I'm trying to stay positive and say otherwise. I'm really trying to stay positive. I was saying that before.
And he's even more high risk than Bryan was.
Well, it's the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Neck and back and.
That shoulder's been fucked up since Ring of Honor.
Oh, is that so?
Probably.
Oh, he was one of the hardest guys. Well, you remember the El Generico entrance.
And I see Owens being a version of Punk just without the attitude.
But not getting injured like Punk.
Well,
Punk only had what? The leg injury, the arm, and what else? And the leg was the worst one, and he still wrestled.
But he also wasn't as much of a high flyer as like Bryan or Zayn.
Yeah, he was a lot more versatile.
Yeah. Like, I feel like when you're
That's
doing
true.
jumps to the outside or through the ropes or taking those bumps on your fucking, like, head and shoulder, like, he would take, I mean, Zayn would take a lot of bumps like that in Ring of Honor. I saw him take a fucking package pile driver onto a ladder.
Ugh. Oh, that was against Steen
Yeah.
in their last match in their farewell.
hmm
You're absolutely right. Yep.
And I thought he was
But
dead. I'm like,
I like Zayn a lot. I think he's,
oh, I do
you know,
too. And I'm
gonna be
happy.
a
I mean,
great
I
heel
think
in
I
WWE.
feared, when he first came up, I feared that he wouldn't be able to get over without the mask. I guess because he was so over with the mask in Ring of Honor. I was afraid that he wouldn't, but he's managed to pull it off and get over without the mask.
Mhm.
So I'm very happy for him. I mean, his debut was really cool. Like, if you take out the injury, like, as a kid from Montreal, watching the Montreal Screwjob, like, did he ever think 2 decades later Bret Hart would be introducing him?
Oh, absolutely not. And
In
then
Montreal.
a lot of people are saying that he had the best John Cena Open Challenge match.
I would say, between him and Neville, maybe.
That's what a lot of people are saying, that he had the best one.
I would
I haven't
say his
seen the
was
Neville
best. His probably was the best one, just with the introduction, the circumstance, when Bret Hart being in Montreal, then working injured. I think I would rank his number 1 and maybe like Neville 2.
The Neville one I start to see though. How was the Neville one like wow, like Zayn?
The Neville one, he was on the verge of winning, and then Rusev came out and attacked him.
Oh right, and that was the go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a go home show.
So
Yeah,
one of their
yeah,
matches,
yeah.
But I mean, I'm guessing Zayn's like in his early 30s, so he was probably still a teenager when the Montreal Screwjob happened. So I feel like that in itself was probably like a great moment for him.
He might have even been younger, because I know him and Owens are some of the youngest rookies they've had in a while. Well, considering how seasoned
I think
are.
they might be like 30 or early 30s.
Yeah,
So you would think he might have been like maybe like 13, maybe.
13, 14, something.
Yeah, because I was 11 when the Screwjob happened. So he would have been maybe like 13, 14.
Jesus, I was on 7.
But I mean, as a kid, it's like, I mean, was that Bret Hart's first time in Montreal since that happened? No.
No, in Montreal, no.
He was there the night that Lawler had the heart attack.
Yeah, he's
'Cause they were gonna
he's
do the
been
thing for
back in
Patterson.
Montreal a few times already. Gosh.
Yeah. Sorry. Listen, I forget things sometimes.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for, each other, to correct each other.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I am.
I mean, considering the participants, I can see it being a fun match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to all the outside things, like they're gonna have the New Day on the outside, and if they have another tag team or another member, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Like, I can see them doing, like, the spot. Remember the spot that they did with Rhino, and when he had Christian on his shoulders and he went up on the
Oh
ladder?
yeah, the team members like trying to boost each other. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
so
be
I
cool.
can see like Big E doing that and going up there with Kofi. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was kind of random to put Kofi in there, but I'm sure he'll do some crazy stuff.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I don't think if there's anything else. I think we're good for the...
No, I think we covered everything, because the Sunny thing to me is not relevant until she
You
officially
are
signs.
stuck on that Sunny thing.
Well, what else is there to talk about? We covered the TV deal.
I mean, I don't know.
And you know what? I want to see Sunny in the porn. I do.
I mean, I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Why not? I'll throw her some bones. I mean, I'm not going to pay for it, but I'll watch it.
I mean, who pays for porn?
I don't even think the porn stars pay for porn.
I mean, if anybody's still paying for porn in 2015,
You'd be surprised.
I
You'd be
mean,
surprised. I'm sure people are still paying. I mean, dude, people are paying for pay-per-views.
yeah. But you're watching porn on the internet. I mean, people are paying for pay-per-views. People that pay for pay-per-views are probably the people that aren't tech-savvy enough to figure out the network, so it's easier for them to just order it on pay-per-view.
I think there's a lot of douchebags ordering pay-per-view the old school way still.
Who are they being douchebags to? Themselves, because they're the ones wasting the money on it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I mean, I know we still do get sales on those pay-per-views. Surprisingly, even the ones that are free still get in like the 100,000 range.
Yeah, they still get in what, like 100,000 to like 125 or something.
Yeah, and I remember I think Survivor Series did that, and that was free.
Yeah, Survivor Series. Well, that was on the Big Four. They got like 152 out of that one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
I just, again, it's like I always say on the show when it comes up. I don't understand why you wouldn't pay $10 for the pay-per-view.
I don't either. But some people don't.
Yeah, some people are dumb.
Pretty much. I mean, now I feel like I'm the dumb one because they're giving away so many fucking free months, and I'm paying $10.
Yeah, I mean, but remember, you're really only getting 1 month free, so you're not really losing that much. You know, plus you got that shop code night for each shit.
Well, no, they've had April and May for free.
Yeah, it's Mania, so it's a conference call, right?
Yeah, I mean, so far there's been 4 free months. There was last November, there was February, April, and May.
Well, I'll be surprised if June is free.
I'm saying, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I find out that June is free too. No, I feel like they put too much into having that show tonight. I can see maybe like September, October being free, maybe after SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, to try to get in for the Big Four.
Because I feel like they already did 2 free months, so they're not going to do a third one. And then July you have Brock at Battleground.
Yeah.
Unless Brock isn't wrestling and they give away the free month because he's just showing up.
I was gonna say plus July.
And then you get the free month before SummerSlam.
Well, I mean, July's a meh pay-per-view.
Yeah. But I feel like the appeal of having, you get Battleground free and Brock Lesnar will be there.
You know, yeah, July's a meh pay-per-view. So, like I said, June will probably be free.
Oh, it's crack the neck. But yeah. I guess we can try to do an episode next week.
No, we're gonna do one even though by then I'll probably be left the building here now. Thank God for my Skull Candy headphones being extremely loud.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll be shooting. But
and tomorrow I should be getting my WrestleCrate box,
which we're gonna have a review of the
I'll
WrestleCrate box on the For Life YouTube page. So be sure to check that out.
I'll be doing the unboxing when I get it. Nobody was here to pick it up yesterday. I wasn't home, so I was not able to get it. I've seen some of the unboxings on YouTube. As far as the Ultimate one, I've seen like different Elite figures coming in different boxes.
Yeah.
So far I've seen those 2 of the Warrior ones. There was the Hogan one where it's like the black jeans with the Hulk Rules shirt and the boa.
Mm-hmm.
One person got a Doink Elite figure.
Oh, good one.
And then 2 people got Wade Barrett.
Well, my only thing is when I saw the video that Joey Image put, his Warrior was damaged. So that's like my concern with the action figures.
Uh-huh.
Is you know me. If I get an action figure and the box is jacked up, I'm gonna flip.
Yeah. But
But that's just me.
So I'm considering if I should upgrade to the Ultimate just because it comes with like the Elite, and then I know that the Ultimate one came with the Elite figure, that ROH DVD, and the Abyss autograph. Those are the things that were not in the $15 one.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, because you and Joey Image signed up for the highest ones, right?
No, I did the $15 one.
Oh, okay. He has the highest one.
I did the $15 one just because it was my first month and I wanted to compare.
Oh, you can start with the 15 and change it to another one?
Yeah, I can just upgrade it. Or
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think
That's pretty cool.
I would have to do it before June 18th.
Isn't there a 35?
Hmm?
Isn't there a 35, though? They have 3, not 2.
I think
Or do they have 2?
it's 2, but then it depends on the shirt size. So if you have like a bigger shirt size, it's a few dollars more.
Right, but so there's only 2 crate options, not 3.
Yeah, so it's $15, but if you have like a double or triple XL, it's like 17.
Okay, that's just pricing. There's no
That's just
third box.
No, it's two versions, but then there's like the T-shirt size is what depends on whether you pay like $2 extra or not.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like
yeah.
a triple XL, then it's like $2 more.
I don't know why I was under the impression that there were 3 boxes.
No.
Well, maybe if the guy makes us, more money someday there will be, because I think Loot Crate there's 3 box sets.
Yeah.
The same as like Dollar Shave Club has the different pricing points.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a $5 one, a $3, and
Yeah.
a 10.
I have Dollar Shave, but they were sending me so many that like I had like a bunch stacked up, like a bunch of razors.
Oh, you have the Dollar Shave thing? How is that?
It's good. I mean, I had so many that I canceled it just because I have enough to like last me a couple months.
Yeah, that's why I didn't sign up for it, because it sounds really, really cool, but because I don't shave that often because of my haircuts and stuff, I didn't.
I mean, I usually let the beard grow out and I just shave my neck, so I don't use the razors like that.
Right.
So I have enough to like last me. I mean, if I see myself running out, then maybe I'll sign up again for like a month or 2, and then
Okay.
because it comes with 4 razors, but like I don't use one razor when I shave and then throw it out after one use.
Yeah, no, my razors don't.
Yeah.
How long do you use your razor?
I'll use it like a few times.
Yeah, like I
mean, because I
use
usually
mine-
just use it to like shave my neck because those hairs itch. But then I've been growing out my beard for a few weeks now, so
yeah, 4 razors will last me quite a while, honestly.
yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna, and then even with the beard, I usually just like trim it down with the clippers.
Yeah,
So I don't even use the razor for my beard.
yeah. For my beard, I just do a comb.
Wait,
and
we're
then
not on Podcast One. They're not sponsoring us. What the fuck are we talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, no more. Screw them. No more. Forget them. Endorse ourselves. So, if you want to get one of those nifty 4 Life Podcast T-shirts, where do you go?
You go to redbubble.com/4lifepodcast. We also have
If you
4
want
Life Podcast leggings.
I was just gonna say, if you want to get one of those nifty 4 Life Podcast leggings, where do you go?
We also have the 4 Life Podcast pencil skirt. Did you see the skirt?
There's a pencil skirt.
Did you see
Jesus
that?
Christ.
I'll send you the skirt. It's pretty funny. But then the model they use on the site has no ass. So it's like, come on, really? That's how you represent us?
Are there any other creepy things on there?
They have a scarf.
I would wear the scarf in the winter.
But it's like the woman's scarf, the big.
Oh, never mind.
Big, yeah. They have like a blanket, like a comforter cover.
I always get the comforter cover.
Yeah. Those, and then I made those like a pattern design, so it has the logo all over it, kind of like the leggings.
Okay.
I saw they have drawstring backpacks now.
Okay.
Those are pretty good. It's all I can. I mean, there's the pillow. I have the 4 Life pillow in my office.
You have the pillow and the shirts, yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's women's shirt. There's kids shirts. I know I gave a baby shirt, the onesie to
to Ryan G, baby.
to the Caps baby, and I still haven't seen a picture. Cap, send me a picture. What the fuck? Why do I not have a picture of your daughter wearing the 4 Life onesie? She's gonna outgrow it soon. Anyways.
And if you want to add us on social media, how would you go about doing that?
We're on Instagram at 4Life Podcast. We're on Twitter at 4Life Podcast. Facebook.com/4Life Podcast.
And that about wraps it up. We'll see
And
you guys next week.
www.4lifepodcast.com.
4lifepodcast.com to get
And then I think if you go to our YouTube, 4Life Podcast, I put up a video.
That's right. Plug that. It's a good video, too.
I put up the video telling my story of the first Elimination Chamber match at Survivor Series 2002, and I show the famous souvenir that I have from that show. Tomorrow or whenever I get this fucking Wrestle Crate, like after there's already 80 versions of it, but I'll put up my unboxing. Those are the only 2 new videos right now. There's the WrestleMania recap video that I made with My Way,
which is also really good, and you guys should check that out.
But then, when I was at Raw, they played a WrestleMania recap video before the show.
And it was yours?
No, it was way better. I was like, "Fuck!" They put mine to shame. But they have a lot. Boy. They have a lot more to work with and graphics, and I have buddies over there in the team. So if it was one of them, then cool.
All right, if it's one of your friends, then I'm not gonna.
No, I'm not knocking it. It was a great video. I was just kind of jealous because it was better than mine.
Well, you know.
I mean,
let me know
being at Raw, there was a shit. I mean, I don't know if I felt it more, but there was a shitload. Like, I feel like between every entrance, there was commercials. Like,
as I was reading it live, because now I'm reading the live reports.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like there were a lot of breaks that I was.
It was. I feel like I was half the show I was watching like commercial. Like they would just play commercials for like DVDs or shows on the network or WrestleMania.
Oh well, remember in between the real commercials, they show commercials at the live show.
Yeah, they show WWE.
They get a lot in, so that could have been it too, because they get a lot of promotional stuff in.
Because they were like it was like the Heyman DVD, the Lawler DVD. They even showed the Stone Cold promo from King of the Ring '96. I don't know if it was like, hey, look at the guy we're imitating this week.
When I was there.
They showed like a video for.
They didn't show that promo.
Maybe it was because they had Ambrose acting like Austin all night. They had a video of like Flo Rida talking about his performance. Machine Gun Kelly, talking about his performance.
I heard Machine Gun Kelly was coming back to Raw too.
Oh god. Diddy was talking about his performance. It was like a bunch of shit. Then it was like commercials for like Springer's show and Swerve, and they had like
they get a lot. They get a lot of shit.
They had the trailer for Entourage. Yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah, they get a lot in there, those 3 minutes, and it's like all wrestling stuff, so it feels like more.
I feel like maybe because the last couple because I went to Rumble, so that one didn't have commercials, and then we went to the house show, so that didn't have commercials.
Right.
So maybe I just felt it more, but it didn't feel like there were that many when I went to Raw and Barclays. Were there that many when you went to the one in Prudential?
Like I said, it didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like there were a lot. No, not really.
Yeah.
The only time that I felt like there were a lot,
mm-hmm.
and it wasn't a lot, it was just because they were showing a lot of the same shit.
Yeah.
Was Night After Mania 30.
Yeah.
Because they were doing like a lot of the those sour drops, like the Fenua sour stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing that a lot. And like when I went with Mikey to that Raw where The Rock came back that you were at.
Yeah.
I felt like I saw the 2K commercial too much.
Mm-hmm. The bot one?
Yeah, but, otherwise it didn't feel like a lot, but they do get a lot of their shit in.
Yeah.
And then, plus you see, 3 or 4 times the next time they're going to run at that event.
Mm-hmm.
I get kind of annoyed, but, I never had a point where...
Well, they're not running any more shows where I was at.
Right, but while I was reading the live report, it felt like they were going to a lot of commercials because it said in the report, commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you're saying it, I kind of understand I wasn't even there. Plus, they took a lot of commercials, and you saw a lot of WWE shit, so it probably felt like a lot more. But, it was cool that you had a venue for the last wrestling event. That's cool. That's cool. When this Garden, because, this Madison Square Garden is closing, and I think 5 more years, I hope we could be at that last show. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to be there.
Gotta be there for that. And we gotta get them on time because the StubHub price for that will be bananas.
Yeah. So the last match at Nassau Coliseum was Orton and Wyatt.
Which was an interesting choice, but, 2 of the top stars, they had to get it in.
Mm-hmm. Well, considering that the last segment was the contract signing, so if you would have counted the last match that took place during the Raw show, it would have been the 10-on-3 handicap match.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I guess Orton and Bray would have been a better choice.
Yeah, true.
Rather than a 2-minute 10-on-3 handicap match.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 10-on-3, make it a squash.
What happened?
I said 2 minutes, 10-on-3, just make it a squash. 10-on-2, whatever it is. For all that. But, it was a good week in wrestling, I think, and I think, it was cool that you were at that Raw from Nassau Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Very jealous of that. Did you get the commemorative shirt?
No.
I
mean,
it
was because, the arena was just really, really, crowded, and I couldn't even get to any merchandise stands.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they sold it out for the last time, we figure.
I mean, it was just tough to get around. I don't know if I've just been spoiled with Barclays, and I went to when I went to Prudential for that UFC show. Even the Garden is more spaced out, so I just feel like it was just once you walk in, you're right there, and it's there's no space.
Yeah, I haven't been there since the 90s or the Attitude Era, and I was only there for a house show, so I don't remember the layout.
Yeah, I think I went for a house show, and might have been a little pre-Attitude Era, so maybe late 96, early 97.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the card for mine.
I'm not even sure if it was Nassau or Meadowlands. I know there was one show that because I was only going to Garden shows, but there was one show.
Meadowlands I've never been to.
Izod?
Yeah, I've never. I've been to Prudential. I've never been to Izod.
Well, I went to Prudential for the first time for that UFC show.
I was there at whatever Raw they just ran with Jon Stewart. I was there for that.
No, I did. No, because I remember there was a contest in the newspaper to win tickets for a Garden show.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't win those, but they ended up sending me, either it was a discount or cheap tickets for a show in either Meadowlands or Nassau, and I went to that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so that might have been the only time I went.
Okay. Yeah, Tri-State, I've been to Milligan Sun, I've been to the Garden, I've been to Barclays, I've been to Continental Airlines, I've been to Nassau.
Continental Airlines is Meadowlands.
Oh, is it?
First it was Meadowlands, then it was Continental, and then it was Izod.
Oh, so I've been there, because I know,
yeah, so
I thought they bulldozed it.
No, it's always been, they just kept changing the name. Now
so then, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
And then, I was at Prudential, and then, Tri-State, that's about it, because believe it or not, I've never even been to, oh no, I was about to lie, I have been to one at the Hammerstein Bowl, and I went to a two-day show.
Okay, yeah.
Last summer, yeah. Yeah, we did the show last summer. But, it's cool to be at a place like that. That must have been a fun atmosphere, like I said, when the time comes, like the WWE was the Garden for the last time at this particular building. You gotta go.
I know the last show at Izod was a house show in January. And I think it was...
yeah.
It might have been, the night before Rumble, or around... Yeah, I think it was the night before the Rumble.
Yeah, it's fairly recent, and it's from this year.
Yeah, I think it was the night before Rumble, because I know it was around Natalie's birthday.
Yeah, it's in the last 6 to 8 months.
And they were in the area, and so I'm sure they did Izod and then went to Philly right after.
Philly, yeah.
Yeah.
before they had riots at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pretty good week. Let's hope that Raw is good. We'll probably missing it, so enjoy.
Yeah. So, there's only one thing left to say.
That's right. So when you listen to your podcast, you listen to it
For
life.
Did you hear that I threw in that kid's voice saying "for life" with us last week?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. I caught that. I did catch that.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Amen.